All right, so today we're going to tackle a question that's probably on a lot of people's minds. When is the best time to visit Thailand?
Well, that is like a lot of things in travel. It depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
Okay, so no easy answer then.
No easy answer.
That's why we're here. We've got all these articles and guides
Yeah.
all about the different seasons in Thailand and what each one kind of brings to the table.
That's right.
But it seems like the first thing we need to do is wrap our heads around the three main seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the cooler race season,
Okay.
and that runs from November to February. We've got the hot tree season, which is March to May. And then the rainy or monsoon season, which typically goes from June to October.
And just to clarify for our listeners, we're talking about the general patterns here, right?
Yes.
Because I know from these sources that different regions can experience these seasons a bit differently.
Yeah, that's a really good point to make because Thailand's geography is quite diverse. So you've got coastlines, you've got mountains, and everything in between.
Right.
So while we're sort of laying out the general framework here, it's always a good idea to kind of dig deeper into the specific region you're planning to visit.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's start with the season that seems to get the most buzz.
Okay.
The cool readery season from November to February.
Right.
Why is this period so popular?
Well, imagine this, you're escaping maybe the winter blues in other parts of the world,
Right.
and you land in a place where the sun is shining, the skies are clear, and the temperatures are just perfect. We're talking like low 80s Fahrenheit during the day,
Okay.
and then dipping down to like the 60s at night.
Yeah. That sounds pretty idyllic.
Yeah.
And the sources definitely emphasize that, those ideal weather conditions
Right.
for exploring, everything from those ancient temples to bustling markets to those picture-perfect beaches.
Absolutely. It's the perfect time to be outside enjoying Thailand's natural beauty, whether you're, hiking through these lush landscapes.
Or you're diving in those crystal clear waters.
But there's a trade-off, right?
There is.
I'm seeing this common theme here. Higher prices and bigger crowds.
Yeah, it's classic supply and demand.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a piece of paradise during those perfect weather months.
Right.
But, even with the crowds, Thailand still retains its charm.
Yeah.
And the festive atmosphere, particularly around the holidays,
Right.
can be really contagious.
And speaking of festivities, the sources highlight some pretty incredible events happening during this peak season.
Yeah.
The King's birthday celebrations in December, and then the vibrant Chinese New Year festivities.
Yes, those are both incredible events that really offer a glimpse into Thailand's rich cultural tapestry.
Yeah.
It's a chance to witness those age-old traditions and really immerse yourself in the local spirit.
Yeah, picture the streets of Bangkok adorned with lights and decorations for the king's birthday.
Absolutely.
Or the energy of the Chinese New Year celebrations in Chinatown.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be something.
It's unforgettable. So for those seeking picture-perfect weather and don't mind a little bit of a crowd,
Yeah.
the cool-tree season seems like a pretty solid bet.
I'd say so.
But our sources also hint that it's not the only time to experience Thailand's magic.
Oh, you got it. There are hidden gems to be found all throughout the year, and that's what makes exploring this country so exciting. Let's move on to what some consider to be the sweet spot, the shoulder seasons.
All right, let's unpack those shoulder seasons. We're talking September and October.
Yes.
Then April and May.
That's right.
What makes these periods stand out?
Well, it's all about balance.
Okay.
You might encounter some rainfall, and the temperatures start to rise, especially as you get closer to May. However, this is often when you can score some really good travel deals.
Okay.
Think about discounted flights accommodations.
Less competition for that perfect beach spot.
Exactly. And perhaps the biggest perk for some, fewer crowds.
Our sources are definitely highlighting the value and tranquility that the shoulder seasons offer. But what about specific experiences? Anything unique happening during these months?
Oh, absolutely. If you're looking for a cultural adventure, April brings Songkran, the Thai New Year celebration.
Right.
Just imagine a nationwide water fight.
Right.
The streets are transformed into giant water parks. Everyone's drenched. Everyone's laughing.
Wow.
It's pure, unadulterated fun.
That sounds incredible. Sign me up.
And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Phuket Vegetarian Festival in September or October.
Okay.
Now, despite its name, it's actually known for its vibrant parades and rituals, some of which can be pretty intense.
Our sources hinted at that intensity.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig into that a bit more later.
It will.
So it seems like even with a bit of rain and those rising temperatures,
Yes.
the shoulder seasons offer this really unique blend
Yes.
of cultural immersion, affordability, and a less crowded experience.
Exactly. Flexibility is key here.
Okay.
Embrace the possibility of a rain shower or two, and you might discover a whole new side of Thailand.
Aha.
Plus, remember those regional variations we talked about earlier? The east and west coasts of Thailand actually have staggered seasons.
Okay.
So you might be able to find sunny beaches somewhere, even during those shoulder periods.
It just takes a little bit of research and
A
planning.
little bit, yeah.
All right, so we've covered peak season and those intriguing shoulder periods. Now let's tackle the elephant in the room, or should we say the monsoon in the room?
Okay.
The rainy season, July to September.
Yeah.
It gets kind of a bad rap, but is it really all doom and gloom?
That's where things get interesting.
Okay.
While it's true that the monsoon season brings heavy rainfall
Yep.
and potential for, travel disruptions,
Yeah.
it also ushers in some hidden perks.
Okay.
Think drastically lower prices
Mm-hmm.
and a significant drop in those tourist crowds.
Right.
Imagine having some of those iconic temples or beaches practically to yourself.
So for the intrepid traveler who doesn't mind a bit of rain
Yeah.
and prefers maybe a more secluded experience,
Yes,
the rainy season might actually be the perfect time to explore Thailand.
it could be.
What about the rain itself?
Yeah.
Are we talking constant downpours, or is there kind of a rhythm to it?
Think of it more like short, intense bursts,
Okay.
especially in those early months of the season. It's not necessarily a washout all day, every day. Plus,
Right.
imagine how lush and vibrant the landscapes become after a refreshing downpour.
Yeah.
Picture those waterfalls roaring the jungles, teeming with life. It's a different kind of beauty.
So it's not necessarily about avoiding the rain altogether,
Right.
but more about understanding its patterns
Exactly.
and embracing the unique experiences it brings.
I like that. Yeah, and remember those regional variations we were talking about?
Oh, right.
They play a huge role here. The lower Gulf Islands, like Koh Samui, actually get most of their rain from September to December,
Oh, wow.
while the West Coast is, enjoying sunshine.
It's like Thailand is playing weather chess with us,
Right.
offering a sunny spot somewhere no matter the time of year. You just got to know where to look.
That's it. You got to know where to look and plan accordingly.
Okay, so let's say our listener has considered, the pros and cons of each season.
Mm-hmm.
They've weighed their priorities.
Yeah.
They're starting to get a feel for, the best time for their Thailand adventure.
Okay.
What's next?
Well, now it's time to fine-tune that plan.
Okay.
Think about specific interests and must-see destinations.
Right.
Are you all about those iconic beaches?
Mm-hmm.
Do you crave cultural immersion and festivals?
Okay.
Or are you drawn to, trekking adventures in the lush north?
Yeah, our sources did a fantastic job of connecting specific months and regions to different travel styles.
Absolutely.
It's like having a personalized travel guide right here at our fingertips.
Exactly. For example, if someone's dreaming of, those classic turquoise waters and white sand beaches of Phuket or the Phi Phi Islands,
Yes.
sticking to that November to April timeframe is generally a safe bet.
Okay.
But for those seeking a Gulf of Thailand escape with islands like Koh Samui Koh Tao or Koh Phangan on their list,
Right.
the drier months of June through September might be the sweet spot.
It's amazing how those subtle shifts in timing can make such a big difference in the overall experience.
Yeah, it really can.
Okay, so we've talked about the seasons, the
Yeah.
regional variations,
Uh-huh.
now specific destinations.
Right.
But what about those festivals we touched on earlier?
Yes.
Some of them, like the Phuket Vegetarian Festival, sound pretty intense.
The Phuket Vegetarian Festival is fascinating. It's a great example of how deeply rooted traditions and beliefs are in Thai culture.
Okay.
It's held for 9 days in September-October and celebrates the Taoist 9 emperor gods.
Now, I am all for vegetarian food,
Mm-hmm.
but our sources hinted that it's a bit more extreme than that.
Well, here's where it gets interesting. It's not just about abstaining from meat.
Okay.
The festival involves these elaborate ceremonies, street processions, and believe it or not, acts of self-mortification by devoted participants.
Self-mortification.
Yeah, as a display of faith. Think piercing cheeks with skewers walking on hot coals.
Oh.
It's definitely a sight to behold.
That's definitely not your average vegetarian festival.
No, it's not.
It sounds like a truly unique cultural experience, though, something that would stay with you long after the trip is over.
It really would. It's a testament to the power of belief and a really unique window into Thai culture. It's not for the faint of heart,
Right.
but it's undoubtedly unforgettable.
So we've got water fights in the streets.
Yeah.
We've got firewalking rituals,
Right.
everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Thailand's festivals offer a really diverse range of experiences.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've also got the Bung Ban Phay Rocket Festival in May.
Okay.
It's this lively celebration in northeast Thailand that marks the beginning of the rainy season.
Okay.
And villagers launch homemade rockets into the sky, believing they'll bring much-needed rain for their crops.
Interesting.
It's this blend of tradition celebration and friendly competition to see who can launch the highest-flying rocket.
So it's a festival that really connects with the agricultural roots of the region. The reminder of how intertwined culture and nature are in Thailand.
I like that. And speaking of visually stunning celebrations, we can't forget Loy Krathong, the Festival of Lights, which coincides with the full moon in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time for reflection and making merit as people release these beautifully decorated krathongs.
What are krathongs?
They're small floating baskets adorned with candles and flowers
Okay.
onto rivers and lakes across Thailand.
That sounds magical.
It is.
It seems like Thailand offers a festival for every interest in every season.
Yeah, it really does.
But amidst all this excitement, I think it's important to remember a point that several of our sources emphasized. Responsible tourism.
Absolutely.
Right.
Especially when it comes to interacting with wildlife like elephants.
Right.
One thing that really resonated with me was the importance of supporting ethical elephant sanctuaries and avoiding attractions that exploit these magnificent creatures.
Yeah.
It's about doing your research and choosing experiences that prioritize the well-being and conservation of elephants.
So look for sanctuaries that focus on rescue and rehabilitation,
Yeah.
offering observation-only experiences rather than rides or performances.
Exactly.
That's a great reminder. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of travel,
It is,
but we have a responsibility to make conscious choices
for sure.
that protect the environment and the animals who share this planet with us.
I agree.
Thailand's natural beauty is a treasure, and it's up to all of us to ensure it remains that way for future generations.
You know, responsible travel is about more than just choosing eco-friendly accommodations or reducing our carbon footprint.
Right.
It's about engaging with local communities respectfully, supporting ethical businesses,
Okay.
and advocating for the protection of wildlife and the environment.
Yeah.
It's about leaving a positive impact wherever we go.
So it's not just about when to visit Thailand,
Right.
but how to visit in a way that benefits both the traveler and the destination.
I like that. Find that sweet spot where personal exploration and cultural immersion go hand in hand with responsible practices that preserve Thailand's beauty and heritage.
And that brings us to the heart of what we're trying to do here on the deep dive,
Yes.
to help you, our listener, navigate the complexities of travel, make informed decisions,
Yeah.
and ultimately create a more meaningful and enriching experience.
That's what it's all about, empowering you with knowledge and insights that go beyond the surface so you can truly connect with the places you visit and create lasting memories.
Something that really stood out to me from these articles was the consistent emphasis on the Thai people themselves,
Yeah.
their warmth,
Yeah.
their hospitality, and that famous Land of Smiles reputation really shine through.
It's true.
Yeah, it really does sound like the people are at the heart of the Thailand experience.
They are. It's the human element that can make a trip so special, you know? The genuine kindness and welcoming spirit of the Thai people really elevates a trip from just visiting a place to, you know, genuinely experiencing its heart and soul.
Yeah, it's those chance encounters,
Right?
the shared smiles, the moments of cultural exchange
Yeah.
that really create lasting memories.
That's it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
We've explored the seasons, the regional variations, the incredible festivals, the importance of responsible travel.
Right.
We even touched on the warmth of the Thai people.
Yeah.
It feels like we've painted a pretty comprehensive picture of Thailand.
I think so. I think we've given our listener a lot to think about.
We have. But as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I think it's important to remember that there's no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of when is the best time to visit Thailand.
That's right. It really depends on what you're looking for.
That's been the recurring theme, hasn't it? It truly depends on what you were looking for.
It does. Thailand is a destination that invites you to design your own adventure. Start with your interests, your travel style, and your budget. Then use all of the information that we've discussed today to pinpoint the perfect time and place to bring your Thailand dreams to life.
So for our listener who's ready to take that next step,
Right.
what's the one piece of advice you would leave them with?
That golden nugget of wisdom.
Yeah, to help them navigate all these options and make that final decision.
Don't be afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
Okay.
Embrace the unexpected and trust your instincts. Thailand is a country that rewards curiosity and an open mind.
Beautifully said. And as always, we encourage you, our listener, to continue exploring, researching, digging deeper into the topics that fuel your wanderlust. This deep dive has been all about giving you the tools to craft the perfect Thailand trip. But the real adventure begins when you take that first step.
Absolutely. So until next time, happy travels, and may your journeys be filled with adventure discovery and those aha moments that make life so incredibly enriching.
And may you always find yourself in the right place at the right time. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.